Hello and welcome back to Starcraft 1 Brood War, Part 11. In this episode, the return to Char, as we are going through the Protoss campaign. We have just finished the Battle of Braxis. Hi, Kerrigan.
The Urash is secured, and the UED has given up the chase. We are currently holding perimeter orbit over the planet Char. Zeratul, have you locked onto the location?
Wait, this is an either
Maybe.
or.
Yes. Brood War has got one of these missions for each of the three factions, where there are different victory objectives, and they change what the mission you do afterwards.
Does it also change
Actually, I
the
think
ending?
this one doesn't technically. I think this one doesn't technically have a branching path, but the Terran and Zerg campaigns do.
Replay. Well, if they wanted replay value, why the hell did they put the worst mission in the game right before this one?
You can always come back to this mission via mission select.
Oh. So once you beat the mission, then you get to replay it.
Yep.
Nice. Just like Dishonored. Yay.
Is still in its infant stages. I wonder if we might be able to disrupt its control.
And Sonic the Hedgehog.
If we can do enough superficial damage to the creature.
Superficial?
The Zerg nearest to it.
Yeah, something that they don't actually explore all that much is that Zeratul and the Dark Templar are able to do significant damage to the Overmind, but they can't actually kill it on their own. The whole reason why Tassar was able to do it was because of his unique upbringing, allowing him to meld both the High Templar and Dark Templar energies together and doing the Burst Nova at it.
Gentlemen, if you weren't so bougie, this would be simple. The Overmind is not going to listen to you goddamn hipsters anymore.
Executor, deploy your forces. May Adun be with you.
Adun will be with us, Mr. Artanis.
End of briefing.
Yay! Alright,
Oh,
so
thank
this mission
God it's a
allows us to
normal
play as
mission.
both Protoss and Zerg. This is a problem for me because I am terrible at Zerg. Just the worst player of Zerg you will ever see. Also, they specifically want us to use our units for relatively different resource gathering. Zerg specifically have a shitload more minerals than we do, but they also have less Vespane. Whereas the Protoss have significant. Actually, it's the other way around. Zerg have more Vespane, but Protoss have all the minerals. And you're using since you're only using resources from one supply chain, the more units that you have on those resources, the better off you are. Yes, Pascordette, we are terrible as Zerg.
That's probably the way to go. You just want to concentrate on one of these instead of both at the same time. Because if you do both at the same time, then neither of them are going to be all that developed. It takes time to do these things.
Yes. Time and attention. Attention that I sadly do not have. Although, Zerg are positioned way closer to the Callus, I think we end up doing a Zerg drop at next part in order to actually win this. But you know, for combat specifically, we are more focused on using the Protoss units.
Right, because as we've already gone over, Dragoons are some of the most powerful units in the game because they can attack anything. Their ranges are good. They have regenerating shields, and yeah, wherever the Zerg fails at defense or offense, that's where the Dragoons come in. They're working together. Doesn't matter who does it as long as the job is done.
Yes, there will be Mutalisks and Ultralisks coming at your base at intermittent times, so it can be very difficult to hold off all of that at once.
We got this. We're gonna have so many Dragoons.
We should have
be
this.
everywhere.
Well, we're not going to have Dragoons everywhere, but we're likely to have photon cannons all over our base.
First, ready your defense. Here they come. Any second now. Although, actually, I think they're already visible on the map. They're the light blue guys, aren't they?
Actually, no. They're the orange guys.
The orange guys.
Yep.
No, there's like a little like purplish blue dot that's slowly moving on the outskirts at the fog of war. It's on the mini-map.
Yes, there is. That is a critter.
Critter?
Yes. It's something that you, being not all that into StarCraft, in the StarCraft lore, might not actually be familiar with. But because StarCraft was made by Blizzard, well, Blizzard puts in a lot of extraneous detail on their planets in order to actually have them feel like real places. One of those big things is critters. And critters are, well, somewhat non-interactive environmental life forms that wander around the map. They are very cool, especially when you figure out the Easter egg that if you click on them 50 times in rapid succession, they generate a graphical nuke. It doesn't do anything. It's not an actual nuke, but it graphically is a nuke, and it is really cool to see. It's something that I never actually bothered to show off because I'm trying to actually finish these missions in a decent amount of time instead of, spending downtime on critters.
Right. So when you say critters are non-interactive, does that mean that if they get too close to your guys are not going to be drawn away trying to kill them?
That is correct.
Oh.
Critters are non-hostile, and they don't interact with you, the player, like at all. They're just things on the map that you don't even really need to be cognizant of.
Yep, and it's kind of hanging out on the edge of the fog of war right now. It's weird. The events of the minimap right now to me are more interesting than the events going on the rest of the screen.
And here's the other Zerg force, the Brown Force.
It's a shit demon. Gravity takes a shit. That's the G force, baby. Brown force is taking you down force.
I watched G-Force. I don't remember liking it, though.
I did not watch G-Force, so I cannot comment on that show.
Movie.
I cannot comment on that movie, G-Force. It sounds like air pilots.
No, it wasn't. It was about humanoid guinea pigs forming an attack force in lieu of, in lieu of cats and dogs, actually.
America, please, America.
Is the critter going to show up on the on our main screen? Doesn't look like it.
It's all right. See. Now that I've pointed it out, now it's just going to be there for the rest of the map because we're aware of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so the orange specks in the top left part of the map that my observer is spying out are some lurkers. Lurkers are a new type of Zerg unit that bury underground and form a rather nice defensive minefield. They will attack with underground spikes at a very long range, and they do a decent amount of damage. However, in order to get lurkers, what the Zerg needs to do is, well, get up to lair and a Hydralisk den and mutate Hydralisks into lurkers. This is a big problem for me because Hydralisks are the best unit in the game, and lurkers are not. So I don't want to ever make lurkers when I play a Zerg.
Right, because it's too slow. You're not waiting. You shouldn't be waiting for your opponent to make a move first. The first, as I was just viewing in Cowboy Bebop last night, the most effective way to fight is to strike first.
Ah, yes, I remember what we do now. We're going to use a very similar strategy that we used for Battle of Braxis, where we're going to use this observer here in order to figure out where we can actually form a landing strip in order to just go down the right side of the map.
Oh boy. We have friends.
Hey, okay, so the critter on Scar is the lava scorpion. He was on the map just for a moment.
Cliff Dragoons again, huh?
Yes, Cliff Dragoons. One of the things that StarCraft 2 adds that I absolutely miss while playing through StarCraft 1 is the ability for specific units to be able to scale cliffs. Terran get the Reaper unit, Protoss get Colossus, and Zerg get Raptorlings. And my God, I love Raptorlings. Raptorlings are just the fucking best. Like, if I was ever going to play competitive StarCraft, I would still almost certainly play Protoss because they're my favorite race. However, I would be complaining constantly that Raptorlings are not a competitive unit because Raptorlings are just that fucking badass.
This is why I play Protoss. It's because Raptorlings make Terrans terrible. They're just
actually Raptorlings don't do anything to Terrans because Raptorlings are just evolved Zerglings. So yeah, Terrans don't care about them. You know, a bunker and 4 Marines will eat like 8 Zerglings for fucking breakfast.
Well, that was my confusion. I thought Raptorlings were. Which unit? I'm thinking of one unit. I'm probably thinking of the Terran unit that's like a go-kart with a flamethrower.
That is the Hellion.
The Hellion, yes.
And it's a humanoid form of Hellbat.
Ah, I called it.
I end up doing like 24-2-2 Dragoons instead of 12-1-1. But yeah, we're cliff jumping Dragoons for this mission.
Okay, and directly south of us, is that like a lava field that we can't get over?
No, it's not that we need to use the shuttles to get our Dragoons over to the right spot, but we need to use the shuttles in order to continue going down the right path so that we can avoid a majority of the base defenses. Because all the way down to the Callus Crystal, which is the objective that we're going for, is riddled with spore and sunken colonies, and shuttles, having no attack value of their own, cannot actually kill spore or sunken colonies. So we're going to use Dragoons in order to set up a landing zone, and then scout out the landing zone with the Dragoons repeatedly in order to get down there. And we need to bring either a drone or a probe down to the Callus in order to pick it up.
Almost time for major skip.
Yeah, this particular Vespane is 6,800 Vespane. Normal Vespane guys are capped out at 5,000.
Why so many?
Because this particular resource base is a bitch and a half to defend. It is constantly under siege by the Brown Zerg forces.
Okay, so...
And the reason why is because, well, they have a majority of defenses here. They don't really have a good resource base on this side of the map. The brown head base is actually to the left of the Callus Crystal.
Here they come. They're gonna walk right into it. And they did. Foolish children of shit. Die.
Zealots, I know that you like the fighting, but let the Hydros come into the photon cannon field.
Like that.
Like so.
It worked. Just as we had planned.
Mostly like we had planned.
Take a seat, wounded soldier. Have a Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry.
You don't path well either. There, you feel better?
No, but they don't path well. They don't path well when they're satisfied either. Bastards. I'm gonna need to build some more pylons before my psi caps out.
All right. So what's the logic behind building a Zerg base instead of a Protoss base at the new resource zone?
Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which force actually gets the resources. They go into the same pool.
They go into the same pool, yes, but I mean, wouldn't you be able to, like, because you could start setting up Dragoons even closer to the enemy base, both providing defense
Although
and...
that is true, I would remind you that Protoss buildings take up way more space, specifically Protoss unit production takes up way more space than Zerg does.
Right, because they cost twice as much per unit.